When you get an offer to buy a land in the city of Abuja for a price of 500,000 naira, 1 million naira, or 2 million naira, and the location is in the heart of the city of Abuja, run oh! No matter the person that is giving you this deal, this is a major red flag that most people, especially those that are in diaspora or those that are not familiar with the city of Abuja, fall for. Most people come out looking for cheap lands in the name of looking for the most affordable. These sets of lands end up in demolition. If it doesn't happen now, it's going to happen sooner than later. In this video, I'm going to be showing you step by step 5 major ways to avoid demolition in the federal capital city of Abuja. A lot of trend and fear has been going all around demolition in the city of Abuja concerning the Honorable Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, and demolition. So I've lived in the city of Abuja since 2010, seeing a lot of real estate development that's going on in the city, making it fast expanding. And I've also been active in real estate since 2021. I like to be known as Abuja's digital value realtor for in-depth education about the city, and maybe we could work together at the right time. If you stay to the end of this video, I have something really special for you, a PDF framework that will be able to help you checkmark all that you need and that is required for you to make a purchase in Abuja that will be able to help you to avoid demolition in this fantastic expanding city. So let's get started with those 5 points. Avoid buying cheap lands. So cheap lands or lands that you can overly bargain on are basically most times community lands. Just like any other developing city, Abuja has locals which are known as the baggy people who have various settlement clusters in villages. Some of these villages include Durumi village, Gariki village, Mabuchi village, Jahi villages, and most of these villages are in the center of the town. Due to the development of the city as approved by the Federal Capital Territory, these communities were designed to be resettled as their communities intercept the master plan of Abuja. Some of these regions have already been resettled, like the Gariki village was given a location called Apo Resettlement, where they were provided mass housing units for them to stay with as compensation. However, some locations that are still villages have merged with the ever-growing city, and all around these villages are cities. The community members of these villages would most times still sell their land as if it was a land that has been approved by the FCDA to unsuspecting people. And at a long run, short term or long term, this will end up in a demolition. So you can rightly identify if this location will have issues or not by looking at the documentation that will be transferred to you as a title. Is this documentation one that is a community written documentation, either from maybe the family or the chiefs? If that is the case, it is not an approved document from the FCDA. Is this document one that is from the local government, the AMAC? Is this document from the FCDA? Is it an RFO from the FCDA? If it's not one that is FCDA approved, it will be one that will give you issues in the long term. Irrespective of all the buildings around that land, those other buildings could actually have FCDA approvals or could be FCDA land, but because of the proximity of the village, the one you might be buying or the one in question might not actually be FCDA approved, and it might give you a problem. So it doesn't matter the proximity of other approved buildings around there. There could even be a building that is currently standing on the land location. It doesn't ascertain that that building will be left standing. So do your due diligence or get someone familiar with the system to help you through these processes. Step number 2, avoid building without a building approval or a building permit or locations that are not following regulations. Even after getting a verified location, get a building permit or buy one that has a permit in view or that is already done. Building permits are obtained from the Development Control Department, that is the DCD, and it could take 6 to 12 months, and it is not cheap. Before constructing any structure, stick to approved building plans. Unauthorized modifications, extra floors, or extensions can lead to demolition. Also, respect setbacks and zoning laws. Don't build too close to the road or too close to a drainage or too close to a green area. All these could cause a demolition if you break those zoning laws. All in all, buying a land with a building approval is more expensive than a land without a building approval, even if they are in the same location. Step number 3, avoid illegal use. No residential structures on commercial land. If land is meant for commercial use, don't build residential apartments on it. No businesses on commercial plots. Running a commercial business in a purely residential area can attract demolition. A lot of people get convinced that changing a land use is possible. Well, I wish you luck. Avoid building on a government reserved land. No construction of green areas, waterways, setbacks. Many demolitions occur due to encroachment into these spaces. Check for the road reserves and the buffer zones. Even if the land was legally sold, structures on road reserves have to be removed. So we have seen this a lot in the city of Abuja with the development of new roads that people didn't have idea existed in those locations. And people started building on those locations thinking that those lands were just fallow lands that they could encroach into. And now, as these projects are beginning, the governments are bringing down those structures without any compensation. And you don't want to be in that boat where you lose all your materials and all your resources because you didn't avoid building on government reserved lands. Monitor legal and community disputes. Avoid litigation-prone lands. Land under disputes between individuals, governments, or indigenous communities often lead to demolition. Regularly pay your ground rent and taxes. This keeps you properly legally recognized to avoid issues with the government. I remember a few days back, I saw a ground rent that was sent to a compound where I stay in, and we were able to pay it off. This was something that over the years had not been coming in. But now with the new FCT minister coming into office, he has brought out these systems, these normal systems to be able to generate revenue for the government and the system, and now ground rent is being enforced. So accumulated ground rent in most locations and people that have no capacity to pay off will have penalties that they will face. So I promise to send you a check mark that you can actually check all the boxes to make sure you have everything covered so that you could have rest of mind. Go to the comment section and type framework, and I will be able to send that framework to you. Also, click on the subscribe button, share with a friend to save from the tears. Also, turn on your notification for more updates on Occupy Realty.